Hi, now we are going to learn about how to generate a research title in social sciences research. So I hope that this handout will be useful for undergraduate and also the graduate students. Let's see. Before we go on to how we can generate our research title and how the good title is like, we should know about what a title actually is. A common definition from Oxford Dictionary stating that a title is a name of a book, poem, painting, piece of music, and etc. So it can be a name of a thesis, journal article, proceeding, and also a handbook. And according to APA, a title should summarize the main idea of a paper. By reading the title, the readers can guess the content of our paper. Therefore, the title may help the readers to find out any relevant articles based on their needs. Maybe it is for their publication's preference, or perhaps for generating the ideas for their essay. Another definition by Buff Decker is the gateway to the contents of a scientific article. It means that what you write on research title should appear on the contents of your article. So, let's say that title is a brief summary of thesis containing the keywords of the thesis problem and objective as well. But it should neither too short nor too long. And how should the title be? From the previous definitions of title, a good title should summarize a paper with the informative words. For examples, the article entitled Establish the Perceptions of Horticultural Extension Workers through Cyber Extensions as the Media Informations that you can see on the screen is a representative of the research results. So we can match the keywords perceptions, extensions workers, and also the cyber extensions here. And the research results shown by the table explain about the extensions worker perceptions. Okay, it's here. So it explains about the perceptions of the extensions workers, the level of the perceptions of low or high. This one. So it is based on the certain conditions, and these are the conditions. Well, because the main focus of the research is the perceptions, it should be in the beginning. So we can take a look at this one. The perceptions is put in the beginning of the title. Also, in quantitative research, we usually have variables, and the main variable should appear on the title. For examples, we have 6 variables in our research that are predicted to influence the audience motivations. Okay, so you don't need to mention all of the variables in your titles, but please only mention at least one most important variable, that is the audience motivations. And well, the last but not least is reducing the ambiguity. So the research title should not be misleading. It means that your title should be in line with the research questions, objective, framework, and also the results, and also the conclusions. For examples, when the title describes perceptions on mango drink supports the audience behavior to buy the product, the readers will explain that there is a significant influence of the audience perceptions towards their behavior on your paper. And this is the format of the research title. So there are some keys to make good title. Here is it. The first thing, the title should be in a phrase. Okay, so it is not in a sentence, not in a complete sentence. It means that the title doesn't need subject and verb 1 or verb 2 like in a grammar. And I will show you the examples of the research title published in a journal article later on. And then we should use the effective words containing keywords from the article. Here the keywords I mean is not like the keywords on the abstracts, but some words used to tell the main focus highlighted in most of your explanations in research results or your findings. And the effective words are usually the same as the words found in the research objectives and also the findings. You can also find words used in the academic article by reading journal articles. So much of reading will also help you. And in journal article, some authors made questions in the title to ask the readers to think before reading the whole article. It is also used for attracting the reader's attention. That will be okay. But in thesis of undergraduate, master, or PhD students, that is not a common way to write the research title. It is usually in positive statements phrase, although some maybe has negative meaning. And the most important things is the number of words. Okay, so please make sure that it doesn't exceed 20 words in your title. Therefore, the effective words are necessary here. And we talks about the don'ts. The don'ts should be remembered that it is not only the structures of the sentence, I mean the complete sentence, but also the use of the words itself. So we can avoid using the non-useful words, such as methods, results, and analysis, and maybe so on. And those words may appear in research methods or the discussions, not in our title. Okay, so next we can make sure that the word is not used twice in the title. The redundant meaning should also be avoided. For examples, we have the research title here about the influence. The influence of non-academic experiences that affect students' achievement. So we can find some redundancy here. Please take a look at this one. The influence and also effect. The influence can be the same meaning with the effect. So the good title for this research should be the influence of non-academic experiences towards the student's achievement. So we just can omit this one and just change into 2 words. Okay, I hope that it is clear. And also, talking about the don'ts, we also avoid using abbreviations, but certain terminology is okay. And the last things is we cannot choose numerical values. Okay, so please don't use it in the title of research paper, such as 70% or maybe 30 people. So these numerical values will appear in our research finding, not in our research title. So here I'll give you the examples of the title The first one is young farmers' motivations and participations in horticultural organic farming in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. So the authors of this research is Haryadi and Widiningsih, myself, and this research was conducted in 2020. So we can take a look at this one. The keywords or the main points of this research is motivations and also participations. So it should be in line with the research objective. Let's take a look at this. It has two objectives. The first one is understanding the degree to which young farmers are motivated to engage in horticultural farming. So we have horticultural farming here and also in the research titles. And this research only talks about the young farmers, not the old one. So that's why we can highlight here and we can just write it down in our research titles. Okay, so the first things, motivations, is in line in the first objective. And let's take a look at the second one. Observing young farmers' participations here in horticultural farming. So the second main point in this research is participations, and it is in line with the second objective. Okay, let's take a look at another examples here. This is also the research that has been published in the international journals. So the title is How Communications Ecology Impacts Disaster Support Seeking in Multi-Ethnic Communities. The roles of disasters communications network, size, heterogeneity, and also localness. Okay, so based on the journals of the Liu and Zhao 2022, this research has this objective. Okay, so the keywords of objective in the abstracts is investigate, or maybe understanding, or identifying. That will be okay. Or maybe just directly stated that this research aims at blah blah blah. Okay, so let's find out the objective. The study investigates how the size, heterogeneity, and localness of individual disasters communications networks predicts the frequencies of seeking emotional, informational, and physical support during the disasters. Okay, we have the word disasters here. Using survey data collected from a multi-ethnic community. This one. Okay, just take a look at the title and also the objectives. We have the words communications network. Here, we have the word disasters. It should also appear in our research titles. And also the detailed information about size, heterogeneity, and also localness here. Size, heterogeneity, and also localness. So please take a look at the journal. Please find these journals and you can understand more deeply about the connections between the titles, the objective, the research methods, or maybe the frameworks, and also the most important things is the findings or the results. Okay? And here are the frequently asked questions when I teach applied research methods for social sciences. The first questions will be, when should we generate the research title? Okay, so we can start making the title when we have confirmed what we are going to investigate, what we are going to find out in our research. It means that it is in the beginning process of the research proposals. Okay? And the second question, can we change the research title after finishing writing research proposals? Yes, sure. So some students might create their research titles after finishing the research proposals. But remember, the concept of the research has been clear at the beginning. Okay? It is okay to revise our research title before submitting the research proposals to our lecturers or academic perhaps, but we cannot change the keywords such as the variables that we would like to analyze. So just change the supportive words such as support, underpinning, or maybe make the title become shorter. And in some university in Indonesia, the students should make the research outline, including the title, to find the co-promoter. So it doesn't mean that it was the firm's or not changeable title. We can still change the title after discussing with our co-promoter. And the third question is a title in quantitative research completely different from the qualitative research title? I think not really. Sometimes a title can be used both in quantitative and also qualitative research. For examples, a research about influence and also evaluations. And it will be clear whether it is quantitative or qualitative research when we read the abstracts and research methods. But we can notice some research is usually conducted in qualitative methods such as a case study research, or some topics in communication studies such as the semiotic analysis of lifestyles. So those should appear in research titles as well. And the fourth question, do we need to make the title interesting for the readers? Yes, sure. But please remember that the interesting words in academic research article is different with the media, such as the article in online news or maybe newspaper. Our research titles will contain fact and obvious meaning rather than controversial words. And the last question is how to make sure that the research title has already summarized the article or the thesis paper. Okay, please check again word by word, especially the main words in the titles. They should appear in the research findings. But if it is still a proposal, so make sure that it appears on the research questions, objective, and also your framework. When you have already done the research and finished the research paper, you can make summary for each chapter or maybe the sub-chapters. Then you can create or revise the title based on your summary. Okay, I hope these questions and answer will help you. And this, I also prepared some references. I hope that you can find this reference and also read and try to understand the content in these references. And this is also the additional references. This is the 3 journals that I have mentioned before. You can find it in the internet. Okay, I believe that practice makes perfect. If you have started writing research proposals, you can review the title with your peers in the class. But if you don't have any idea, don't worry. You can just start finding research topics and then identifying the problems and research questions and or the research objectives. And then try to make the research title by your own. And for the practice, please find a journal and read the journal article. And don't forget to close the title with a paper, or maybe you just erase it and try to generate a title for it. Please make the title by yourself. And then you can check it with the author's title in the article. Okay, good luck. Okay, if you have any questions, so let's have a discussions. You can contact me in my emails and also my Instagrams or maybe in the chat box. Thank you.